Munchkin Adversary here, and I am doing something I really didn't want to have to do. First of all, this is gonna be a sub two parter, and technically this is part four. So this is in regards to the abuser of Sonic93, and also how this individual, along with the accusations, had an impact on our friendship. It's been like a domino effect from what I can tell in regards to Sonic93's personal experiences. And really, if you hadn't guessed yet, this is the abuser right here. Moondisc, and I say Moondisc because first of all, I was actually working with them formally. Yes, I did not meet Sonic93 before Moondisc. I met Sonic93 long after Moondisc. But at the same time, there were things that she was telling me that she was not telling him. But you probably be like, okay, so what makes him the abuser? Wouldn't she be the abuser? It's like, no, it's because he was flirting with her and using her for his own personal gains. I don't have all the proof on me because Sonic93 is the one who showed me a lot and told me a lot about him. But then, worst comes to worst, if you're being abused and then you turn everything around on the person that's trying to help you, you call them the abuser. It's like a nightmare, ain't it? Happens to many of us, right? Because that's what she did to me. And this is some of the artwork he's done for her. It's not as bad to me as what he's done elsewhere that I'm going to show, but he based his art of her on Super Sprite, but made her thick. And the thing is, she's even told me she's not really comfortable with being drawn that way. I'm not saying this in particular, but it's inappropriate the way he's drawn her, of course, and I'll show you later. Well, here. And I decided to use the perfect specimen right here. I'm actually going to include these images in the other video because I have to go deeper into the subject of what all happened. And honestly, man, I know you're probably saying this is your artwork, and it is, but you were being gross. I have a right to call you out, especially when you're lying to the audience about what's happening. Like, you were trying to get with Sonic93, man. And Sonic93, if you do not call him out, you're enabling him. Again, that makes you more of a liar because he groomed you into a liar because of what you wanted as your personal gain. You're not that desperate, are you? But then again, you proved that to me. So this is what I got to. Right here, I would go into depth in the next video, but I'll say for now, this is the impact that the hate and Moondis had on Sonic93 towards me. Because we knew each other for like over a year. And she had told me that she's used to people treating her a certain way, and that was why she reacted a certain way to me. And it wasn't personal. And I believed her. And even then, I made my own mistakes. And at times, I got gaslighted by her, like around this year. She never gaslighted me before until last month, basically, between then and now, from what I remember. If not around this month. Because things weren't making sense. But I'm going to play some recordings in a bit. I'm going to play a couple, actually. This is indeed painful. I'm not like 100% innocent and stuff. I'm not. But at the same time, when I talked it over with I think a couple of honorary siblings, they were telling me, well, one of them was telling me it wasn't my fault, and the other one definitely acknowledged, like the other one, that she took it to the extreme. And I've actually had them listen to what she said. I will play that at the end of this video. So right now, I'm gonna leave it right here before I show the other images. I'm gonna play a total of 2 audios here because actually 3 because they're relevant to Moondisc directly. Um, and there will be more audios in the next video. Right now, I actually want to play an audio in which Sonic93 calls Moondisc abusive. Let's see if I can find it. There we go. So this is about 10 minutes long. 10 minutes and 24 seconds.
Before we say what we have to say about the script, I have something to get off my chest, as you probably know from our previous conversation. Well, for starters, this is unacceptable. What you have been doing lately. I will not tolerate this behavior. I will not tolerate this treatment. And the fact that you've been avoiding me, avoiding the script purposely, is also not okay. And for you to treat me, I'm giving you stress, even though you haven't told me what's been going on. And don't tell me it's work, because I know it's not. Okay? I told you before that you haven't been able to put up work and effort into whatever that was happening in the drama, or whatever project we had or process we had. You always made it work. You made the interview pretty fast. You made the route copy video pretty fast. You always were working. So I know that's not a valid excuse. If you're tired sometimes, I understand. But the thing is, I'm also working. Now I have been working because 2 reasons. I got sick, my stomach hurt, and all that stuff. So it gave me the time to do the script. But I don't know what else to say. All I know is that you've been avoiding what we've been saying purposely, and it's not appreciated. And for you to make excuses and act like I'm supposed to accept all this is like, so you're saying I'm supposed to accept abuse because this is abuse. You've been verbally abusing me and probably anyone around you. And I meant it when I said I'm going to be done before the ending of this year. And you stalling like this purposely is not okay. I don't know why you do this. You haven't told me why. You say you did, but I'm like, no, there's something else. But you don't bother to tell me. And when it comes to the script, it's so many times it's been very off. You give me more job to fix it. You give me, sometimes I can't do anything because I need you in the call, and when you're not here, it's like, dude, you're taking longer than you should have just to correct some few mistakes. Not a few mistakes, but something I can't correct on my own. And then, when you said, after the Malteser Man and Super Sprite, you have nothing else to say on this drama, I'm like, that is not true. You have the Bag of Douche, you have the Box of Fox, you have Somewhat Amy, and you have Harsh Opinions. So you still got some work to do. So the longer you wait, the longer you derail, the more work you're gonna have. you're gonna have. And I told you this in the text. I don't know why you're ignoring everything I'm saying. I don't know why you're not bothering responding to everything. It is not okay. This is like one of the worst behavior, worst timing you've ever been treating me. I don't know why you do this. All I know is that it's unacceptable. It is unacceptable, and it's making this this partnership feel like this is you are more the behind the scenes kind of guy more than actual partner in the script. You were starting off fine in the beginning. You were doing a lot of work in Aldwin, a lot of work in Dunsville, Future Butter, whatever his name is,
Lucy.
whatever, etc. Now you're letting me do more of the work, including your script, which shouldn't be the case. You give me more work. You say you're stressed or whatever. You don't think I'm exhausted? You don't think I need a break too? This is why I'm doing this. And you delaying like this takes longer for me to relax about the script. I am going to get this done before the ending of this year. And for you to delay like this purposely is disrespectful. You've been disrespecting me so many times, but this time it's something else. I don't know what it is. And for you to avoid me and my friend talking to you, it's just making things worse. You're adding more fuel to the fire. You're adding more problems into this project, into the friendship.
So let's just go back to this first thing on the sentence right here. So repeat the one that you first said, so I can elaborate.
Which one?
The first thing you said.
What's the first thing I said? I'm already there in the freaking conversation.
No. What
it's
you just
already
said.
There.
No, what you just said, not what you typed. What you just said.
Bro, I'm not in the mood. I already said what I need to say. All I said was you are derailing, you are delaying. This partnership isn't working. What else do I need to say?
What, you just started this call just so you could just say what you want to say and without me elaborating?
What the hell does that even mean?
It means I want to elaborate on the thing.
Go ahead. I'm done. Go ahead.
And I'm
literally giving you the time to do that. I'm literally just giving you the chance to speak.
Okay. So let's start with the first thing then. I'm going to assume on the basis of the very interesting thing that you brought up, which is me abusing you. So can you elaborate on why did you think I'm abusing you? Can you
you're being verbally abusive.
Okay.
I'm getting there. If you just let me speak. You're being verbally abusive. The way you were talking in the conversation, acting like I'm giving you stress. You're saying I don't want to speak with you. Oh, what the hell did I do? All I did was just want to know what the hell is going on with you. You said I don't explain. No, you didn't. You said different things. Busy with work. I have to talk to other people. Some people needed my attention. Even though you say you're going to prioritize our script, you're certainly not doing that. Even though I'm asking you a simple favor, can you at least do this? You're not even doing that. I see you online. I see you go off and on. You don't want to face me. You don't want to face. You're delaying this problem. That's not okay. You do know verbally abuse exists, right?
Okay, so where specifically am I verbally abusing you then?
It's in the conversation.
In the conversation.
You're not apologizing for your behavior. You are treating me. I'm supposed to accept whatever you're doing. Why should I accept your behavior? You're acting no better than the drama. You're acting no better than Dunsville. You're acting no better than Amy. You're literally acting no better than anyone in this drama. And the script is awful sometimes. Now I see a problem. I'm getting there. I see a problem in the mini section. Me and my friends see a problem that you are forgiving Meanie for his misbehavior towards me. And we're like, why?
notified you this in text and it's still there, that I'm not done with that because I still have a lot more to say.
That doesn't mean you should give him.
But keep in mind, I'm not done with it yet. I'm not done with it because I may change into my mind on Mine's section because considering the fact that his involvement and afterwards, while it's not part of the situation in hand of our subject, it could have been that much worse of what he did afterwards, especially last year back in November or October, where he decided to go to the Senate and talk about Sprite. And then if he talks about Sprites, that means Sprite is going to get in there and talk about your situation. And then when he talks about your situation, he's going to get himself involved into something that has nothing to do with his business. So that's the issue that I had with Mayday during that time. Even though that this was a separate situation, I had to put a stop into that because Mayonnaise doing a big mistake. Because not only that he was bringing your situation in hand into the topic in the Senate of all places, but also mentioning your name, mentioning the people who I hold dearly of their name, and as well as mentioning my name, which eventually he would bring me into the conversation, and he knows me because I have DMs with him, and he knows that me and him share the same server.
All right. So this is my response to Mundus right here because things did not go well in the call back in March. So Mundus, in regards to what you were saying to Sonic93, first of all, you were drifting off to main character land, making it about yourself. Yes, you were. I have an issue with so many things you've done, especially what you told me about you, because you ended up rubbing off on her. She treated me like I was you, and then she ended up sort of acting like you. Because a lot of my emotions were ignored by her, and she thought I was ignoring hers. No, there were times when I was slipping, yes. But my thing is, when you told her I had an agenda, or it seems like I have an agenda, she ended up echoing it. Later on, to your heart's content, I guess. Want to smile about it, Mundus? Because you're not innocent. I'm not saying I'm 100% innocent, but you are definitely not innocent. You're a groomer. You weaponized her. And my thing is, you're talking about many to many, about how you basically have him on your contacts or you're talking to him like, dude, many to many was one of three, if not four, who talked to you against Sonic93. Many to many was a teenager at the time, right? Or very young, younger than us. Why were you talking to him behind her back? You were putting both Sonic93 and Minnie at risk because one, Minnie said he did not want to be part of it. He and Draco were dipping out of the drama. And if you're gonna say, "Oh, this is not about the drama," I'll say, "No, it is," because you talked about how Minnie could put you and others at risk, right? You also put him at risk. You mostly put him at risk because you were enabling him. You are not Super Dad. You're not his savior. He's a minor, or was a minor at the time, and you were keeping tabs on him. For what reason? Mundus, you can say you have your rules. Your rules do not apply to everyone and everywhere because a lot of your rules are BS. You live in a world with everybody else. Me, Sonic93, everyone else. You're not God. You're not an alpha male. You're not an omega. You're not even a sigma man. At most, you are a beta. You need to literally know your place. You were being disrespectful to Sonic93 and not calling, being disrespectful to me. Okay, yeah, the police thing. Don't bring it up, man. I already apologized to Sonic93 about it, and not to you or for you. Because you made it about yourself and you slandered me by saying I put you and your girlfriend in danger. And I wasn't even talking about your girlfriend in the call. You lied. You lied to your viewers. That's another problem I have with you. You're not being real. You can act all tough and macho all you want. You are fake. A bona fide beta. who needs to get a reality check because you cause a lot of damage. You can talk like, oh, I have a reason for this, I have a reason for that, and this is about diplomacy, and shut up. Dude, you're fake, and your voice is just you portraying your character. I heard your real voice when you started throwing a tantrum about me over the YoshiWii1 part. I heard it coming out a bit. And I'm about to play that right now. By the way, some of these things I'm showing is me wondering why, Sonic93, did you show me all this? From Moondus, this is yours, and this is him basically one-upping you by trying to make his look, I don't know, more flashy. We were talking about that in the call. But why did you expose Moondus to me? If you're working with him and you are better off with him than me, why did you expose his girlfriend and other sensitive information of him to me? That is an issue. Especially when you say he's an abuser. You contradicted yourself. I'm not the only one who said it. I've gotten second opinions and they agree with me. And they pointed it out saying that it really wasn't my fault. Of course, you probably say, well, because they're my friend. No. Because they heard you. They heard your voice. They read what you said to me. It was literally not good. So on to the next one, Moonisk. This one is about 21 minutes and 30 seconds long. This is you arguing, rather at, not with, but mainly at Sonic93 over me.
I'm thinking after we're done with Super Sprite, I was thinking me and my friend will mostly do that kind of Yoshi. Are you up for it, or you think it's up to me and my friend?
I have no meddle with Jane or Brandon.
Okay.
You can work on that. So whatever you have to say to Jane and Brandon, I'll leave that up to you because I have nothing to say. I know very little aside from the research of the whole Brandon situation. Which actually, now that it reminds me, what made you change your opinion about the whole Paul and Amy statement that Amy did?
Well, as you know, I think I told you already. My friend explained to me what the problem was. I thought Amy said he could be the next Paul Navy, but my friend explained to me, no, he's accusing he is the next Paul Navy, and I'm like, oh my god, I didn't know that's what she meant. So I said in the beginning, I said like, she has a reasoning for saying that, but then he's like, no, that's not the problem. The problem is she accused him to be the next Paul Navy, and I'm like, oh, I did not see it that way. I thought she said like he potentially could be the next Paul Navy. So yeah.
Okay, and then many months ago, I explained that to you that Amy-chan is implying that the Brandon can be the next Paul and Amy, which is referring to him being a future pedophile. Then you excusify that by saying people call me a pedophile all the time, so what's the big deal? So
well, yeah, it is. I still stand by that. Like, what is the big deal of calling me a pedophile, calling Jane a pedophile? Excuse me. Why is it a big deal to be calling Yoshi that, but not meaning Jane? I still stand by it.
And I said to you, it's not a big deal, so as long as people are not giving power to that. If people give power to that, and let's just say if I say that that Lyle Convoy is a abuser, there's no possible way that I can say that. Or if I said that Turkey Tom is a future pedophile, is that implying that he could be potentially a pedophile? Well, yeah. So if I say, particularly, let's just say I'm in Amy Chan's shoes, right? And I say that Brandon can potentially be the next Paul and Amy. That is implying that he can be a pedophile, a future pedophile specifically. And I explained that to you, and you disregarded that, and then come up with this narrative that people call me a pedophile, so what's the big deal? And then somehow, when your friend explained it to you, now you understand the memo of it. Even despite the fact that I specifically told you that he was referred to as a future pedophile.
3 minutes in, and you're making a big deal out of me explaining something better than you when I wasn't trying to one up you. You didn't even really know me, man. And you're talking like, what? Me doing something that you didn't do is what? I don't even know how to. Let's just continue. 3 minutes in.
So I want to know, what is the selective play that you are giving?
That is not selective. This is not selective, dude. This is not fair. No, it's not fair for you to say selective. He explained it way better than you could.
Okay.
You made it sound like, oh, it's a big deal to call him a pedophile, but it's no big deal calling me and Jane. That's my issue.
No.
It's my issue.
I want to ask what particularly changed your mind. Like, what did he say that what sounds very different from me?
You made it sound like, oh, it's a big deal for YoshiWii1, but not a big deal if people say the same thing about me and Jane. Calling someone a pedophile is not, and people are making it sound like it's an easy, no big deal get-go. But why is it a big deal for Yoshi, but not for me and Jane? This is my problem. I'm not saying we should call Yoshi a pedophile. All I'm saying is, why is that a big deal, but not for the same case with me and Jane? I'm not talking just about me. Even I didn't like when people call Kai a pedophile. I was like, come on, this is dumb. That's my argument. My point was, Amy made her reasoning not to say he's a future pedophile, but saying, based on his behavior and based on his creepiness or whatever, by the looks of it, if he keeps this up, this could happen to him. This is how I understood what Amy said. He explained to me, no, she didn't say it like that. She accused them to be like that. I'm like, she basically already already made a decision. He is an ex-pawn lady. And I'm like, this is not how I thought. I thought Amy said potentially based on his behavior, potentially based on what he's done. People call me and a Kai pedophile because what? Because of fictional characters who are so-called minors? That's their argument. And that's not enough to call us a pedophile. YoshiWii1 had no reasons to be potentially called like that. She didn't just say it, he's a pedophile because, he likes Amy Rose. Like, that's not the only reason. So yeah, okay. That's why. My friend explained it to me. No, she didn't say potential. She accused them to be like that. He explained to me, and like, oh, that's not what I thought she said it like.
Okay, so what was the difference between me? Because I implied that too as well.
No.
Yes, I did.
Listen, you made it sound like, okay, you shouldn't say that, but it's totally A-okay to call me or a Kai pedophile because the power or something. I'm like, no, that is not okay.
No.
Why is it a big deal for YoshiWii1, but not for me and Jay?
That's not the exercise of what I'm trying to argue here. The argument is that I'm implying of what Amy's implying, that calling YoshiWii1 a future pedophile is implying that he is a pedophile.
My thing is, Moondes, did you have any actual reasoning behind saying that hypothetically? If you actually said that, well, Amy calling him that is actually implying that he's going to be a future pedo. It's like, if it was true, then Sonic93 would already know it. It's like, what's the point? That's beside the point if you're telling the truth. Like, you're saying, well, I implied that he's going to be this. I mean, my bad. That I said Amy implied that he's going to be this. Like, that is beside the point if you're telling the truth. I said it because I said it was bad because not every person is the same, for one. Two, not every pedo is the same. Two, three, YoshiWii1 does not have a record like Paul and Amy. It wasn't fair. It really wasn't. I went in depth with Sonic93. And right here, you're showing me you're not really going in depth. You're just saying, I did this, I did this, I did this. I don't want to know your life's work or your achievements, man. She doesn't want to know that either. You're sitting there saying, I did this, I did this, I just like this one boy that I hear in a commercial or whatever, or at the end of a show that's like, I made this. Dude, grow up. Really. If you're grown, wake up, man. You're really not that grown.
And
6 minutes
I said
in.
to you, this is not how I saw it. This is not how I understood it, how Amy said it. Do you think I would let her say it if that's how I understood what she did? No. I thought Amy just gave a fair warning to him and everyone else that he could be based on his behavior. Not saying he is already like that. That's not what I thought she said.
But what do you thought of what I said then?
That you're saying, oh, you should have said that, but it's A-okay for people to say to me in the car. And I'm like, no, that's that.
I mean, I'm
Why is it a big
you
deal?
shouldn't have said that at all.
Why is it a big deal about YoshiWii1 for being called the same thing as people say about me in a car? That's my problem, and I'm not gonna accept that.
I mean, we both have the same goal here, but my issue is that I was applying the same thing of what your friend was applying. Only we both have different words to it. He says that Amy was accusing Brandon of being a future pedophile or a pedophile, both the same thing, right?
First of all, I could have spoken for myself in the call, but we all know what happened. And you were literally throwing a tantrum right here, at least building up to it. You are acting so macho and making a big deal out of this that it's already 7 minutes in, going on 8.
I'm saying that she's also applying that that um that Brandon is the next Paul and Amy, which is also implying that he can be a future pedophile. My question.
Another thing to point out that I know you're lying, and she knew you're lying, is because you keep delaying yourself. Earlier in a different recording, when you were explaining something, especially when you were being really harsh, that first recording, you weren't delaying yourself this much. You really weren't. So you're being very inconsistent to the point that I know you're lying, and you're really upset that I quote unquote one upped you, and that is offensive to me because that's not why I told her what I told her about YoshiWii1 being called the next Paul and Amy or being suggested like that by Amy-chan.
What is the difference aside from the words? And
He
why is it so?
explained it better, like I said. I'm not being selective. I don't like how you say I'm being. You said I'm being. I'm not being selective. I told her the same argument as I said to you, and he explained to me why that is an issue.
I also explained why is the issue.
No.
Yes, I did.
As I told you, you made it sound like, oh, you shouldn't have said. That's a big problem to call YoshiWii1 a pedophile, but it's A-okay to say the same thing about Akai and me. And I don't agree with that. This is not acceptable. Why is it a big deal for people to call him a pedophile, but not me or Jay? Why is it so selective, like you said?
Because so the selective of what comes from people's mouths, it all depends on who says it and how they say it. Now, for me and for your friend, we're both saying the same thing, only I'm saying it in my way.
You can't be upset that I understood him better than you.
No, because my point is being disregarded from usually just a very simple, straightforward answer, rather than me explaining why this application is being applied to Brandon. I explain why it's being said, and I explain why it's wrong for saying so. And it's not for the sake of, just because they said it doesn't mean it's a big deal. It's like it doesn't matter. Saying it, regardless of who it is not okay. And but that's aside from my point. My point is that why did my words get disregarded from your friend's word of saying it? The same thing what I practically said.
And I told you before, I'm not disregarding it or being selective. He explained it in a way I can understand. What more can I say? So this is nothing personal.
So you didn't understand what my first intentions were when I said that it was wrong for Amy-chan to call Brandon a future pedophile.
He explained it better when that was an issue. We looked through the YoshiWii1 video together, and he said the problem, and I said, I don't see what the big deal is. I said the same thing to him in the beginning as I did to you. And just, you're absolutely right, right off the bat. I said the same thing to him as I said to you. And he explained to me in a way I can understand why that was a problem. I don't know why you're feeling you're disregarded, but that's not about you.
No, it's definitely not about the whole. It's not about me of how I feel about it, but it's much more of like why is my point being disregarded of saying the same thing of what he said.
It's not being disregarded.
Oh my god, 11 minutes in.
Not being disregarded, that is my point. I'm telling you, it's not being disregarded. He explained it the way I can understand why that was an issue. You made it sound like, it's an issue because Amy is telling him to be a pedophile, future pedophile. And I did not see it that way. I told you. This is not how I saw it. I saw her explaining why she sees it this way. Okay? I did not see it the way you said it. And I said the same thing to my friend. I said the same thing to him about, I don't see what the big deal is. She's just explaining why she's saying, why she feels this way. And he told me that's not the problem. That's not what she did. She did this, she did that. I'm like, oh, now I see it. That's what I'm saying. Your point is not being disregarded. You just explained it the way he did.
But how can that be when I show the clip in our Riley Puppy video?
That's not the thing.
And not only that, why would you bring this up to me weeks or day, or I don't know when, but you brought it up to me as if this was news.
What does that mean?
Well, you just brought it up to me after your friend explained it to you and you didn't know. It's like, how can you not know? I just explained this to you.
Dude, this is not okay. Don't act like I'm dumb for not understanding it sooner.
I'm not
calling you dumb. You're literally talking to me like that. I told you.
No, I'm not.
To me. I'm explaining to you. My friend explained the issue.
My biggest issue with you, Mundus, aside from your abusive behavior towards her, you might say it's not, it is. Because you ignore her emotions and you limit her. And then you suggest you know everything better by not saying it. And you like, by not saying it, it doesn't mean it. You can imply it. You can also lie by omission. But this whole hour, not whole hour, 12 minutes going on 13, you're arguing about what now? Me saying something that she understood compared to what you claim you've told her? What about this? Me? Why? Over YoshiWii1 and Amy-chan calling him the next Paul and Amy? Let me tell you, man. I mean, this is like you. I don't even know if you watch South Park. This is like you and me explaining what Man Bear Pig is to Sonic93. I say, Man Bear Pig is basically a guy who looks like he looks masculine, has a bear face and a pig face fused together. And Moondus, you're like, Man Bear Pig is basically a man fused with a pig fused with a bear. And she understands you better, and then I throw a tantrum over that. I'm like, I said the same thing. I was just describing it, like putting Legos together in my mouth. Like, dude, if that was me, Moondus, would you not laugh? You would have every right to laugh at me. You and Sonic93. But you are doing, what are you doing here? in this audio. Yeah, I know we both recorded you. I know you have your quote unquote rules, but here's the thing: you were doing things that were nasty in that call too, and you slandered me. So I will go into detail in the next video, but we got more. We got more minutes.
Talk about it. I told you we watched the video together, and he told me the issue because I saw it. He explained to me. He listened to me. My problem. Why I didn't see it this way. He explained to me why that was the problem. Well, I don't know what the issue is.
But we also worked on that segment as well. And this is some. Well, of course, that's from a.
Ding, 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 ding. But we also worked on that segment as well, or whatever you just said. But we worked on. But we worked, dude. To this day, you're obsessed with Sonic93. You may hide it so well now, but you are. You showed it, and we talked about it before all this stuff happened. And from my understanding, you both worked about like 4 years together, and you were doing things that made her uncomfortable. She told me, and again, I have recordings here. I actually will show two. I'll actually play two recordings, so I can prove my point.
Different matter because people were using you as a scapegoat due to Amy calling Brandon a next Paul and Amy, which.
What does that have to do with me explaining something better than you did to the point that you don't understand?
Implying that he's a future pedophile. That's a different scenario.
Boasting.
Because people are using you as a scapegoat, and I didn't like that.
Okay.
However, considering the fact that we have done that together, I have and I did explain to you that this is implicating that Brandon is a future pedophile because Amy-chan was applying that. That was my point. And this is something that was brand new to you, and you brought this up to me after your friend explained it to you, and I thought you already understood that.
No. No, you made it very clear that I didn't understand. You just explained, oh, my issue was, why are they calling me a cat pedophile but not Yoshi? I thought you understood I didn't get that. What we brought up was not that issue. What we brought up in the Round Puppy video was that she's the one who said it, not me. That was the main issue.
Yes,
not that I agree with it.
However, that's also not the exercise of what I'm trying to get my point across. My point is that we also been through it together. We watched the video itself. I looked into the evidence, and I did bring this up to you. In fact, this is something that's also going to be brought up with the Back of Douche. And the Back of Douche claims that you still agreed to it. Now, I want to debunk that. And it's very clear that I know, knowing you, that you're not going to stand by that, obviously. But I assumed already that I got.
Moon, you both basically debunked it thanks to me, I guess. But here's the thing: you wouldn't have done a good job, for one, because the way you're talking, you're boasting and boasting and boasting. Like, dude, you're acting like I don't even know what it's called. You're like this is some type of Dancing with Wolves scenario, like mixed with Lady and the Champ. Lady and yeah, never mind. I forgot the name of the title, but no, you probably know what I'm saying. But dude, that sweet talk, leveling type voice you got, you need to freaking ditch it because I know that's not really you. And it's like, yes, I do know it's you because the way you talked to me in the call when you were taunting me when I was by myself after what happened, and you were like getting like, oh, I'll leave you alone. And then you literally tried to talk to Sonic93 over me when she tried to tell you that she's trying to talk to me. You were disrespectful in that call, man. And you already took up what, 14 minutes basically on 15. 14 and 15.
Clear it out for you. And then when your friend told you about this, you come to me about it like if this was new information. That's what I'm confused about.
What is there to be confused? He explained to me, your issues I understand is that we already discussed this, we already walked through this together, why are you acting like this is a new thing?
Yeah.
And I'm telling you that we never really discussed what Amy did was wrong. We never did.
But we did.
We only did. No. We only discussed.
No,
We only discussed that Amy was the one who said it. And my friend explained it to me in a way that I understood. I didn't see it as a problem. I didn't see what Amy said was a problem. I didn't. Well, the problem was that people are blaming it on me even though Amy's the one who said it. That was the problem. He explained to me, no, it's not just the problem that she said it. The problem is that what she was saying too. So that's what I'm telling you. My friend explained to me better. Now that I understand better what that is an issue, that's why I came to you.
But I'm saying that we were both discussing it during the time when we were in the Rilo Puppy production. I did bring this up to you, and I do remember. Otherwise, this would be something that I would never bring up. I remember this event, and I also brought this up again, considering that Bagadouche did also apply that you believe and you still stand by it.
I did. I brought it up. I did. Bag of douche. Said so. I had to level with them. I had to do. You didn't deserve that because you are weaponizing her and sitting there saying you did it best. You did it best. You did it best. You did it best. You did it. Stop. Stoppity. Stop. Moondist. Stop. You're not making yourself any more mature than you try to sound when you try to take credit for other people's work. You have done your part, literally. You do your part, literally. I don't contest that. The problem I have with you is that you're an abuser and you lie in a whole lot of things that she told me about you. Already 16, almost there to 17.
And I have to say, and I'm going to say this in our video, that I don't believe that Ruth stands by that. And I'm pretty sure nobody believes that as well.
A lot of people would beg to differ because a lot of people are blind followers and idiots to actually say, oh, she does believe it, aside from those who innocently believe it because of the lies that go around. You have already said what you stand by in terms of what Sonic93's says, and she's already said her piece to the point that people didn't care, and you defended her to the point that plenty of people still didn't care. You're just ego boasting.
Considering that despite the behavior, we can't say that because we have no solid evidence. We can only speculate on what could or theorize on what could happen, but we're not.
What are we even fucking talking about again?
Going to accuse him for doing the action or accuse him of being a future pedophile. That's just wrong. And we have spoken about this because I have brought up Bagadouche to you about the conversation as well. We have spoken about this. I remember, and it was in BC.
So what is the problem here?
My problem is that I explained to you on why this is wrong, and why is it so selective when your friend said it, and then you bring this up to me like it's news when I already explained this to you.
And I told you I don't appreciate you saying it. It's selective. It's not selective. It's not. I told you we were watching the videos together, and he brought up the same issue that, oh, Amy went too far. And I said the same thing to him as I said to you. I don't see what the big issue is. Amy's just explaining why she feels this way. She has her reasonings. And he said to me, that's not the problem. The problem is she already saying he's a future pedophile? Well, I always thought Amy's not saying he's a future pedophile. She said he could be the next Paul and Amy, like potentially speaking based on his behavior. And when he explained to me, no, that's not what she did. She already accused them, and I'm like, oh damn. And now I see the issue. Now when we did, you and me, it was primarily about Amy mentioning it, not the issue at hand. Okay, I remember this also. I remember
that was in the beginning.
Listen to me. The main thing. You said it was in the beginning. For me, it was mainly the main issue was that Amy said it. We didn't go too much in detail of the issue what Amy's saying. Mostly that Amy's the one who said it. Okay?
Yes, that is what the initial issue was. Afterwards, when I brought up bag of douche, that's where we start talking about it. I informed you this before you talked to this to your friend.
Yeah, you just put emphasis on friend. You know, you're jealous. You're jealous in this clip right here. And for what? We're on about 19 minutes and 11 seconds, and you're throwing a fit all because she understood something I said compared to what you told her or what you claimed to tell her. I know you're lying. Again, you were boasting here and throwing a fit. For what? This is one of the main reasons I didn't want to work with you.
I don't know what you want me to say because why would I be acting shocked or new according to you if I already knew the issue?
Because I assumed that we talked about it and you were already informed that Amy was implying that Brandon's a future pedophile. I explained that to you in the most formal way as possible because that's exactly what Amy was doing. I know exactly what she was doing. I explained this to you during the time when we were talking about that.
I know exactly what Amy was doing. Your tone, man, it tells me you're bitching. You piss me off because you're jealous of somebody you don't even have to be like.
Douche, because he did bring up a point, and I didn't like this point that he made. And the point was is that you still believe that.
And
I don't know what you want me to tell you. You can't be upset that I understand this better now. You really can't. You act like it's selective. It's not. I told him the same things I told you. You acted like I believed it with a drop of a hat. He explained it to me in a way I understood. I understand this before. You're saying we already talked about it. I'm like, no, I don't remember us talking about it in depth. I only remember you mentioning the issue. I didn't understand the issue. I didn't agree with the issue directly. And I'm like, why is it a big deal for Yoshi but not me and Akai? I don't see what the big deal is. It's very selective, as you said. And I told my friend the same thing. And he's expressing the real issue, like why, why people say it's an issue. Excuse me. Why you and him are saying Amy are accusing him, and I'm like, I don't see what the big deal is. I thought Amy meant she has a reasoning not for accusing him as in already saying he is the next Paul Navy, but more of he has potential to be the next Paul Navy based on his behavior. That's how I saw it as. And he explained to me, no. She's already saying he is. I'm like, oh, okay. I don't know what you want me to tell you. You can't be upset that I understand this better now. And it's not me being selective.
All right, another impasse then. Any other concerns?
other concerns, yes, you are literally full of it and you're jealous of somebody you never should have been jealous of. I have nothing for you to be jealous of. I never had anything for you to be jealous of. And it insults me because of what you do to yourself. And honestly, you treated her like garbage. Way worse than however I treated her. If for some reason she takes your side now. And really, Moondisk, that artwork I saw is very inappropriate. Especially since you were basing yours on hers. Basically one upping and sexualizing her to the point where you know, Sonic93, you have the evidence. And it's lit up. So if you're not gonna speak against him, you're gonna have to. Just I'm posting up because there's something you should be listening to Moondisk. Right about let me go ahead and find it right now. Right about now.
out because I don't want to be upset, I feel like it's safe for me to do voice recording. Another thing I wanted to say was that, like, I'm in a roller coaster of emotions. I know I said that I said it already, but I'm saying it again because even when it comes to Moondisc, it's like you may not believe it, but I was trying to apologize to him for what you did. But then I'm like, nah, no. I'm not apologizing to anything about Moondisc. Even though I understand why he felt this way. I understand where he's coming from. But knowing this is Moondisc, like I'm not gonna apologize to anything because Moondisc is the way he is. Even if I did apologize, he's not gonna accept it. He's not gonna care what I say anyway. So I removed it from the chat because Moondisc and I are not real friends. We're not real friends. So it's like I'm trying to process things. It's a lot of emotions for me. So when you are saying like we already talked about this, in my understanding, you get worked up. For me, I feel let me finish. You don't even let me freaking finish, man. Why are you getting upset when I want to talk about it? You say like I don't. You misunderstand me. You misunderstand me. Well, you misunderstand what I want to say too. You don't even let me finish. I was letting you talk because I was just gonna be upset anyway. He's gonna say, "Oh, let me finish. Oh, I'm not done." Or do you misunderstand me? It's not going anywhere. So that's why I was quiet and talking. I letting you talk. I mean, yeah. But sometimes I feel like you're taking up too much time for you to talk about how you feel. I don't know what I want to say, or I'm waiting for too long, and then when I do say something, you're taking forever to respond to it. Excuse me, you're having a long response to it. Sometimes I feel like I listen too much more than you listen to me. I'm not saying it's your fault. I'm not trying to guilt trip you. I'm just saying how I feel. That is all.
This I'm actually going to go into further context in the next video. But one thing that's an issue because of how things even ended between you and me, supposedly, Sonic93, is that you say you and Mundus are not real friends, but maybe you are now because you were rubbing in my face all that stuff that was going on, and you still happen to say this at the end, one of your last recordings. The latest.
So, if I cut ties with Moondisc, how would I deal with the drama? What would happen? You don't know anything of what has happened lately. You're not even asking. You're just automatically assuming that I should get away from Moondisc just because he's quote unquote abusive. And yes, he is abusive. But hey, he's the main source and you know damn well about it. And for you to constantly go back to what I already pointed out for you, again, it's proving you haven't learned from your mistakes. You are repeating a cycle, a pattern. And saying that I have a Stockholm syndrome for Moondisc is offensive. It's bullshit, and you don't know anything. Stop talking like you know what's going on when you don't. You have not only done this on this drama, you've done it on private things as well, and I really do not appreciate this.
I don't appreciate you gaslighting me and projecting that I did to other things when I didn't. It had to do with the drama. It had to do with Moondus. It had to do with Bugsy, who I will talk about in the next video. Thing about it is that you had said, quote unquote abuser. I mean, you said quote unquote abuser, and then you end up saying yes, he is abusive. And then how is that common sense for you? A lot of you, please help me out here, or rather, just think about it. Comments are gonna be off because not because I'm sensitive to comment. It's just because a lot of people have come and argued and singled out other folks on my stuff. But really, is it even ethical to work with someone you say is abusive? And when you have actually shared this information with me more than once, multiple times actually, and I was all right with you doing that. So you're saying I don't know what's going on, and you said if not just here, it's none of my business. Then why did you share it? Why it wasn't my business to know all that stuff about his girlfriend and him, but rather what he was doing to you to the point that you should have dipped out. Like really? Oh my goodness. Perfect timing right here. But anywho, this is what I mean. You admitted he's an abuser, and you literally hurt me with this message. With other things too, because it's just ridiculous. I will see you all in the next part. Muskin Adversary out.